I'm Sara with Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources. I'm here in beautiful Emerson Point Preserve to teach you the basics about saltwater fishing. This tutorial will be answering 3 different questions: when, where, and how to fish. To start, where should you fish? It's important to keep in mind the species of fish that you're targeting. You want to learn a little bit about the fish's life history, their food preferences, and even their preferred habitat. But more generally, there are 3 key things that you want to look for. You want to look at depth change, water movement, and structure. Depth changes means that the bottom of the water changes from shallow to deep. This is a great ambush point for predators. Some examples of depth changes include canals, inlets, and the surf. You will also want continuous water movement. Because we're not on a boat, you want the flow of fish to be towards us and constantly moving. Always take into account the current when casting. The last factor to look for when looking for a place to fish is structure. Small fish like to use structure to protect themselves from predators. Examples of man-made structures include bridges, signs, and docks. Examples of natural structures include underwater rocks, reefs, and even down trees. Now that we know where to fish, we need to know when to fish. Fish tend to be more actively feeding around the sunrise and the sunset hours. Some other factors to take into consideration are tide changes and pressure changes, so make sure you check that weather report before you head out the door. Another thing to consider is the type of fish that you're trying to target. Different species have different breeding seasons, so if they're not in season, there's a high probability that you won't find them near the shore. So make sure you check that season.
The first reel we will be learning about is a push button reel. The button controls the line, so when you push the button, the line will fall into the water.
To cast a push button rod, you want to place your rod on your dominant hand. For me, it's my right arm. You want your feet to be shoulder width apart, pointed in the direction in which you're going to be casting. Then you want to push down on that button. Have your rod go towards your back. Make sure that the area behind you is clear, and then you're going to cast. When you get to this point, you will release the button and your line will continue forward with that momentum. Let's put all that together. We have our stance ready, we're pushing the button, clearing behind us, putting our pole back, and then casting. Once our line hits the water, make sure to turn your handle till you hear a click. That's how you're going to know that the handle is ready to reel in your rod. And then you can just follow through, and once you feel that tug, reel your fish in. This is a spinning reel. It's a little bit different than a push button rod. It has the drag on the top, it has a bail which you can lift, and then it has its handle. Now the drag is going to help you tighten or loosen the tension on the line. So for example, right now this line is really loose. You see how I can easily pull that. If I just turn it towards the right like that, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be much harder for me to pull on that line. This is the bail. It holds the fishing line. So if I were to hold onto the line with my index finger, and this is also how you get ready to cast, I could open my bail by bringing it up, and then if I release my finger, then I will see my line drop all the way to the water. Then I can bring back down my bail. That closes the bail, and that allows me to reel in my line again. To cast a spinning reel, you're going to place your dominant hand on your rod and reel. Then you're going to grab the line using your index finger and hold it against the rod. Lift the bail to open the line. Assume your casting position, feet shoulder width apart and aimed in the direction in which you want to cast. Clear the area behind you and have your rod go all the way back. Your line should still be in your finger. So when you start your cast, you're gonna start your cast, and when you get to a perpendicular point, about a 90-degree angle, you're going to release your finger and follow through forward until the rod is parallel to the ground. Let's put it all together. Undoubtedly, tying a knot is the most important part of fishing. It's how you make sure that your hook is going to stay on your line and that you'll be able to reel that fish back in once you hook it. So we're going to be going over two different types of knots, the improved clinch knot and the uni knot.
To make an improved clinch knot, take the end of your line through the eye of the hook and bring it back towards the line. Apply some tension and twist your hook to make 5 distinct twists. Take the tag end and bring it back towards the hook and push it through the loop created between the hook and the twist. Then immediately after, push the tag end through the new big loop created. Pull the tag end slightly to tighten the knot, and then I like to finish my knot by tightening with my hook and the rest of my line. Cut the remaining tag end to make sure that no vegetation gets caught on your line. To make a uni knot, take the end of your line and run it through the eye of the hook. Then bring it back towards the hook to make the shape of an S. Take the end and wrap it around the double line 5 to 6 times. Pull the tag end through the big loop and pull to make your knot snug. The uni knot is great if you're working with live bait because you can adjust the distance of the knot from the hook. Make sure to cut that tag line again so that no vegetation gets caught.
At the end of the day, fishing is all about time and experience. So dedicate as much time as you can to just go out and fish. And don't forget to bring your Fishing Regulations magazine by our Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission and a tape measurement in case you want to keep any fish. They also have an app, so make sure to check that out. Most importantly, just have fun out there. You'll learn more about fish behavior in your local waters by just experimenting, using different types of baits, lures, lines, leaders, whatever you want to experiment with. Thank you for joining us to learn a little bit more about the basics of saltwater fishing. And for more videos or content, make sure to check out our Facebook page or our YouTube page. Until next time.